All right, rise and shine. It is Merlin Card Time and Dan, the great curator. It's another live stream
Ready to pump this up, guys. Ready to pump.
It's between two slabs, everyone. So thank you for tuning in on a Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. So here we are. I know I didn't do a card show this weekend. Dan, I know you were without me and Brian. You were in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Card Show. And then we have Del Mar Card Show this coming weekend. So first, though, let me ask, did you get much response from the show last week regarding all your accusations from all these YouTubers that you are a pumper and dumper?
Wow. Oh, okay. Okay. So first of all, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this.
No, that's why I want to go ahead and ask you right now.
I feel like so for anybody who's wondering, that this topic will not dominate tonight's podcast session. We'll just address it real quick here, but it is interesting topic to discuss. But I said my piece last week, so I'm not going to go into a long rant. I promise you guys, I will not go in a long rant. But to answer your question, Merlin, yeah, I was trending a lot the whole week. It's been great, to be honest. Like, I thought I would just get a little bit of exposure from this, right? I was talking about the aspect that this is, if we pull back the curtain, this is really a self-promotion game, right? They're using me to promote their channel. I'm using them to promote my channel, right? But I did not expect the level of response that we got from that show. Like, that Between the Two Slabs episode, I believe, is the highest viewed episode that we've ever done. And we've been doing this for months now. We've been doing this almost like a year?
Almost a year, bud.
Yeah. Every week, almost a year. How many episodes? Like at least 30, 40 episodes, right? It's the highest.
I think there's almost 50.
Oh my God. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Almost 50 episodes. And it was the highest amount of views that we ever got for any single episode. So that was great. My subscriber count on YouTube went up. My follower count on Instagram blew up. I usually get 25 new followers a week, and I think since last week, since they put out that first video, I got 300 new followers. So that's great. I had all these people come up to me at the Vegas show, giving me their support and complimenting me for all the things that I said about those guys and said about myself and how I conduct myself in the hobby. So the support was great on that. I had a couple of different podcasters reach out to me to try to get me on the show to discuss these type of topics because they're very interested in it. I even had Blez, or Chad Blez. He came up to me at the Vegas show and he interviewed me, and he posted a little video on his YouTube page. And that guy's huge. He's got 35,000 followers. So that's huge.
Send me the link. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. I had big accounts start following me now, like professional athletes and Josh Luber. Yeah. So it worked. So it worked. The whole thing about self-promotion, those guys, they did me a favor. Let me tell you, they really helped me out. So I really appreciate them talking about me. And I guess it really worked out for them too, because they made another video about me. They made another video about me that they posted yesterday, basically confirming all the things that I was saying. Like they were basically attacking the type of cards that I collect and the fact that I'm a collector and I post all these things and all these things like that. But still, they're a little bit off. Again, I don't think they really know who I am or what I do. Right. So they're talking about some things that aren't really applicable to me at all, but still, it's free promotion. I love it. And then they made their thumbnail. They put me again with Jeff Wilson and Ken Golden. So I guess I'm on that level now. I know Jeff Wilson follows me, so that's pretty cool. I haven't got Ken Golden to follow me yet, though, on Instagram. I'm trying to get Ken to do it, but haven't got there yet. I'm still too much of a small fish for him to follow. But yeah, it's been great. Just to let you, so to sum up everything, it's been great. They gave me a lot of free promotion, and they basically just played right into my hands in terms of promoting my page. And this is all great. I don't take anything they say to me really personal. I'm not, because I understand what they're doing. They're just promoting their channel because they get paid off of the views from YouTube. So I understand all that stuff. Again, I don't think they really care about me because they don't even know me. They clearly have not watched any of my content. The things that they say are just not applicable to me at all. They
No,
have
they're
not
not.
watched any of my content. They probably, to the extent that they know me, they've probably seen the thumbnails that I have on my videos, which is like clickbait anyways, and they base their opinion off of that, but they don't really know me. So don't take anything personal about them at all. They just keep promoting me, so this is great. Although I do think I feel like it's too much. It's too much promotion of me in the regard that I don't deserve to be put on that same level as those other guys. You know, I think that there's probably more interesting things to talk about in the hobby. There's probably bigger fish to go after in the hobby than me, but whatever. I'll take the promotion as long as I can, man. Because again, I like I said this last week, I put my content, I put my reputation, how I conduct myself in the hobby, I put it out there for everybody to make their own opinions. Every interaction I have, all the content I put out there, it's like it's very positive, and that's my brand. That's who I am. Everybody will vouch me, and everybody that's ever had any interaction with me will vouch for me for that. So I'm not worried about what these guys are saying about me, even if it's like misinterpreted or incorrect or not applicable. It just draws people to my page, and they have 17,000 followers on their YouTube, and I only have 6,000. So
Wow.
they're basically trying to punch down at me for whatever reason. Maybe they think that I'm an easy target, so they're punching down at me. Whereas Ken Golden and Jeff Wilson, they can't be bothered by those guys because they're way above them, right? So they would never punch down at those guys, but those guys are punching down at me, and it's just
And
drawing
this is
more
what
people. It's yeah,
SCR. Is that the
yes,
initials?
yes. It's just
Okay.
drawing more people to my page, and like I said, I put my content out there, so all the people that watch their page, if they really want to watch my stuff and make an opinion about it, they can do it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to win them over when they see the type of content that me and you produce
Right.
and the stuff on my Instagram. So I'm pretty confident about that. I'm not worried about that at all. AIH, he makes a video of me every week, so that's old news. I'm not even gonna. He's harmless. I'm not even gonna address him. That's what he needs. I have more subscribers than him, so he needs
Right.
to make videos of me so that he can get the view count up and go higher. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. Whatever. But those guys, I don't know why they don't have anything better to talk about. But as long as they keep putting my face, my name, and they put links, I believe they put links to my page in their website too and stuff like that. So that only helps me. So it's been a crazy week. I have had a lot of trolls
I'm sure.
send messages to me on Instagram, but I just ignore that. That only helps. Also, all the people that have been leaving comments on my posts and things like that, that only helps. I've got these settings on my Instagram page where in order to leave a comment, you have to follow me first. So I had all these guys follow me to leave these comments, and then they continue to follow me because they want to leave more comments at me, and I just ignore them or I delete them or whatever. But overall, it's been a very interesting week for me, and I think they basically played right into my hands in terms of promoting my page. So that's pretty much it. Any follow up questions to that?
No, I mean I have several comments from the trolls on my YouTube channel because I guess you have blocked them, so they can't leave them. So they leave comments like, "Oh, why did the curator or the pumpinator block me?" And my response is like, "Well, maybe you better know how to better engage someone instead of just attack them, call people names. Like
Right.
it's very
Why would
childish."
like like if you're gonna act like an idiot, okay,
Yeah.
and you're gonna insult people and be negative, why do you think that you have the privilege or the right to be on somebody else's content, right? So like that's what these people have to understand. If you're gonna bring that type of energy to me, that's your
Yeah, well,
choice.
the thing is, I recognize a lot of the
Yeah,
usernames, and when I was, watching the chat last week, that I noticed those people were calling you names, were just making comments, accusations,
right.
but
Okay.
not asking questions. So I don't know what they wanted, and then they come on, leave a comment on my page, thinking that they're a victim because they got blocked because of you,
Yeah.
but they're just calling you names.
Well, I mean,
It's
yeah.
very
Again,
high school. It's very
yeah.
childish.
again, if I'm not gonna highlight anybody's comments that are rude or negative.
No,
I'm not gonna waste my time trying to convince people to like me if they already have a preset a preset idea of who I am without even following my content. I'm not gonna engage with those type of people. I would welcome them to maybe actually pay attention to our content and watch our content. I think that we can probably change their minds. I think that we can probably make them smile and show them some cool stuff and bring some
right.
positivity and joy to their life. Probably more so than the negative trash that they probably listen to. But if they don't want to, I'm not gonna sweat it for
No,
sure. And I'm not gonna allow those people to poison our chats and take over our chats or anything like that. So so that's my go-to move. I block a lot of
so
people.
it things about.
I probably block more people than I have followers, to be honest, because I block a lot of people on the chat, and maybe that's what they want or whatever it is, but that's I'm going to continue to do that because I don't want to allow these people to ruin what we have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Awesome.
but I'm sure. Did you get more followers too?
Yes, I did. I got
Yeah.
more
So see,
followers and subscribers and I got a lot of views last week from all my videos, so
right,
it
right.
helped a lot as well for
Yeah,
me.
it's all a game of self promotion, guys. That's what I want you to know. I had a lot of people reach out to me to ask me if I was okay and to say they support me and things like that. And I really appreciate all that love that we get towards us and the community that we have together. Really appreciate all that. But I just want people to know it's not personal. As far as I know, these guys have not crossed any line where it makes it personal. So it's all self promotion. They're using my name, my face to promote their videos, and I'm getting all the free traffic driven to me because all these people who don't know me, they're wondering what the heck is this guy? Who is this guy? What does he do that's making these guys so mad? Then they go to my page and they see my content, and I'm very confident. I'm very confident in the post that I put out there that I'm gonna make people laugh. I make fun of myself all the time.
Yes,
Okay,
you do.
I, I
Okay.
just
All
I
the
just put
time.
out a day in the life video of me pumping and dumping everything I have. So if you guys haven't checked that out on my
Oh.
Instagram, check it out. It's some of my best work, I have to say. But I make
Yeah,
fun of
hey,
myself. I put out positive content. I show off a lot of cool cards, which I own. Okay, with all my stuff. So I'm pretty sure that anybody who doesn't know me, who's coming to my page the first time, they're probably gonna have a good opinion about me. And if they don't, I tried. Not everybody has to enjoy the type of content that we put out. Okay, but as long as we're positive, I feel like we're contributing to the growth of the hobby.
exactly.
Right? Okay,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, I got excited when I was watching that SCR video yesterday,
mhm.
and I saw the video of us, and I was like, I'm on there too.
Yeah,
I have
see,
there's my name up there, my world card. So it's like, yeah, I was like, maybe
yeah.
that's why I got 10 subscribers during that
There you go.
hour.
There you go. And see, you just proved the concept too. Like you watched their video, so you
Yes,
gave them view time, right? You gave
right.
them a click. That's why they do it. They're controversial.
Yeah,
They're not creative enough to come up with any type of fun content. They just want to critique people. That's their brand. That's their image. I get it. I just think that there's probably other things that they can talk about rather than us. You know what I mean?
right.
Like us. And one thing I'll say too, they just keep bringing up that Marvel auction that happened. Again, that's not really applicable to us. We don't have. I don't know anybody. If anybody's in the chat that watches this, please let me know if you spent thousands of dollars on Marvel, tens
Tens
of
of
thousands of
thousands.
dollars on Marvel cards, and if you feel like you lost everything from it. That's not applicable. That's a totally different game. If anybody, you should blame Golden Auctions for that because they're the ones who hosted that auction, right? Blame them for that, but they're blaming us for that. That's just not applicable to our audience. Our
No,
audience, we don't collect on that level. I don't know anybody that's ever bought a card that's been more than like 10 grand, or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure most of my followers don't play in that category. I don't really play in that. I don't play in that category
mm,
myself or anything like that. So again, they're just trying to like link us with that, but it's just not applicable. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, anything else you want to talk about before we move on from that?
no, that's it.
Okay. The last thing I'll say about that is as long as they continue to make videos about me, put my face up there and link my page, I'm all good with it. You know, it's all self-promotion to me. I have fun with it. I do my memes on Instagram. So a lot of people get laughs out of that. So I think we can continue to have this back and forth rivalry as long as it continues to promote both our channels. Hopefully they don't get too personal, but we'll see. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, let's talk about
Yeah.
the Vegas card show.
Yeah,
Okay?
I was going to ask you about the Las Vegas Card Show. I wasn't there. You were there. So, and I haven't spoken with you prior to this. So I can't wait to hear all about it.
Oh, real quick here, I
Oh,
just want to highlight
okay.
this. This is Chad.
What's that? Where's
Chad
Chad? Oh, yeah.
Bless.
I saw
Yeah,
that comment.
he did an
Thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
yeah. So
What's that about?
he did an interview at with me at the Vegas Card Show about what's going on, right? And Chad has a huge following on Instagram. Okay, 35,000 followers, I think. And I didn't think too much of it. I just thought he was asking me some questions, whatever. He actually edited a nice little short 5-minute video that he posted on YouTube, which I thought was hilarious because he pulled some of my memes and my reels and he put it on the video. So I think it's hilarious. Go check out his YouTube, guys. If you want to get like a quick synopsis of what happened last week, he did a good job of editing the video. So go check him out. I appreciate that. And again, that's just more exposure coming to my page from that whole incident. So appreciate that, Chad. Thank you for hanging out with us.
The YouTube channel is called as well. What's the name
of
it?
Bless. Okay. Yeah. So go check that out. I thought it was hilarious. It's mostly me making fun of myself, but yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the Vegas Card Show.
You were there with Jordan.
I was there with Jordan. How can I put this? How can I put this? This is going to be my 6th card show in Vegas that I've been to. Okay.
Oh, really? Wow.
And they are all very similar. This one was probably the worst, if I'm going to be honest. This was probably the worst card show that I've been to all year. Worse than Toronto. Worse than Chicago. For me personally, guys. Again, this is all from my personal experience. This is not. Some people had a great show, I'm sure, but from my personal experience, it's probably the worst show. And I was trying to figure out why. Okay, so this show goes from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it was a couple days after the industry summit, which was its own card show, also located in Vegas, right? And it dawned on me why this card show, or what works for a card show. And I'll tell you what I learned here. Okay. First of all, let me just say that the organizers of the Vegas Card Show, I think his name is Dakota, professionally done to the highest level. Like, as a promoter, they did everything that they're supposed to. They got a huge venue. They had security there. They had uniformed staff there. Communication with the vendors prior to the show through emails and everything was there. Professional banners, everything was there. Everything was professionally done to the highest level. So they did everything that they could. The only thing that I think that's working against them is the location being in Las Vegas. I don't think Las Vegas is a great town to have a card show at. Okay, for a couple of reasons. They don't have the local community to support a card show of that size. And I talked to a lot of our friends that live in Vegas that kind of gave me their opinion about it. And they basically, a lot of people that we know that are local to Vegas were set up as vendors, okay, at the card show. All right. And when you bring in the local vendors, you take away a lot of foot traffic from the floor. Because if you don't have a city that has a huge community of collectors, then you're taking, and you let the local people be vendors there, you're taking a lot of that foot traffic off the floor. And I think that's what happened at the Vegas show. It was literally dead from Thursday to all the way to Saturday. Especially on Saturday, it was dead. Just no foot traffic at all. There to support a show that size. I think it was over 350 tables. The venue was huge, plenty of room to walk around and everything like that, but there's just no foot traffic there at all. Okay. So I think that was one of the things that they had working against them. They did not have enough local community members to support a show that size, and they couldn't bring people in. I don't know what type of advertising they did outside of Instagram, but they just didn't bring enough people in there. So that was one thing that was wrong with that show. The other thing that I noticed about that too is that Vegas has too many distractions for a card show. When you have a card show, you want everybody to be there and spend their money at that show, and have it circulate through the show. Similar to how like Dallas is, right? Everything is centrally located. Nobody leaves the hotel at Dallas. Everybody stays there the whole time, and they spend their money there, and there's no other distractions. Well, in Vegas, it's just like Vegas is just there's too many things to do. Like
Yeah, right.
so many people I talked to went gambling every night, and so many, and you never win. You really don't win it when you go in Vegas. So many people I talked to, they're like, yeah, I lost $500 at the tables, or I lost $1,000 playing blackjack, or this and that, and that takes money away from the show. Money that people were going to spend before on cards, it gets taken away from spending it on the hobby. And
Sure.
then suddenly, instead of buying cards, they put the pressure on them to sell to try to make some of their money back. So they don't feel like it's too much of a loss. So that hurts. The location of the show was about 20 minutes outside of the strip of Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So logistically, it was very inconvenient if you were staying anywhere on the strip to have to take an Uber to go to the convention center and back. So that was difficult. That also hurt trade night. Also, I think they had this office building top floor that they rented out for trade night, which was right across the street from the convention center.
Okay.
And it was a beautiful venue in terms of like an entire floor, outside balcony, views of the city
wow.
skyline. They had a bar in there, they had food, they had a DJ.
Oh, wow.
It was really nice, but it was just so inconvenient because you like after spending 8 hours at the show, then you got to take an Uber to go eat somewhere, right? And then come back, and then take another Uber to come back, and it's like 20 minutes each way at least minimum. It's just very inconvenient. So I think that kind of worked against them in that favor. But I think what really dawned on me is I think that to have a good card show, well, let me just say this too. I think that we're at a stage in the hobby where there's too many big regional shows, like Las Vegas, 350 tables, Dallas, 700 plus tables. Burbank has a big show now. We're going to Del Mar this week, another big show here in California.
Del Mar, like 300.
Yeah. Denver has a big show. There was another show, Midwest Monster
in Indiana.
Yep. So I think that we're having too many big regional shows that are just like it's starting to become show fatigue for all the regulars that try to hit all the show circuits, right? So I think that's one thing that we need to pay attention to. Just because a show is 300 plus tables or 400 plus or whatever, you've got to really have a city or a town that can support a show that size. I think Dallas is a good example of that in terms of like having a lot of people in there that will go to the show locally, right? But Vegas is just not a great town for that, in my opinion. And then the other thing that I realized what makes a good show, and I hope that there's some promoters out there that are listening to this, or this can get passed to the promoters, but there has to be an injection of capital inside the show for the economy of the show, right? What I mean by that is that you have to have outside vendors come in with new inventory that the locals have not seen before.
Right.
Okay. You've got to have those vendors willing to spend money to buy inventory to bring back to their hometowns. And then you've got to get locals from that town to go in there, be able to sell their cards, and then have the money from the sale to go buy other inventory that they've never seen before. So it's got to it's an ecosystem that has to circulate.
Right.
And I think that Burbank did a very, very good job at that the last time we went there.
Yes.
Because from what I've heard, Burbank Sports Cards was there. They had their own table, and they bought over $300,000 of cards at that show.
Wow.
Okay. So if you think that they just put $300,000 of cash in people's hands and let them go around the show and have fun with it, that probably facilitated a lot of deals. And then they also brought in a lot of out of state vendors for that show, and a lot of those vendors were big time vendors that buy a lot, like Mealy Pops, for example. I would say is one of them. Um, that probably helped facilitate things too. So I think that's what is the secret to any of these good shows is you have to have a good local community that supports it. Plus you have to have an injection of cash to flow throughout the show, and you can't have distractions taken away from that cash. What do you think? You were at Burbank. You were actually set up at Burbank. I was just squatting at your table. Okay. You were at Dallas. You saw how it was. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That was a great analogy, Dan. Put it that way. That you just have this, good flow going. You have a crowd. Like the problem with Dallas last time, I think there was because everyone and their brother was a dealer now. It
Yeah.
went from 600 tables to 750, and I even see comments in the chat room that says more tables isn't always better. Yeah,
Right.
I mean that's exactly what we're saying. Because now those people that used to buy from me prior to other Dallas shows from January on to now have become a dealer. Now they're
Right.
set up and they can't walk the floor anymore. They're not selling, or they're just having the same issues other dealers have. They got to make their table money back, which is like around $500. And they're trying to hustle, so they don't have time to come to your table now and look at your stuff
Right.
to purchase stuff, and they're probably not making any money because no one really did well making money last time in Dallas. Whereas the last Burbank show, it was the first show they had. We had a lot of people coming in from all over the country. You had dealers coming in from all the country. You had social media people, content creators coming in from all over the country, advertising it, promoting it, spending, doing their content. So of course they have to buy stuff, they have to sell stuff, and they don't even have to be a dealer. And there was, a small amount of tables. I don't know how many tables were at the Burbank, 200, 250?
Like under 250, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was contained. I think it was a perfect size for that. It couldn't be any bigger, but it was just a nice amount of people. So the crowd was packed in there. It was packed, and people were buying because people were selling. So you had that flow going. That wheel
Right.
spinning. Whereas other places, you just had a bunch of dealers just waiting to sell cards and being highly disappointed at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. I think the sweet spot for a show is between like 300 to 350 tables. I think
Mhm.
that's like really the sweet spot in terms of a good size, and then they have to have a good local crowd to
Yes.
support that. And I think a good indication, like some people might say, what makes a good local crowd? Somebody told me this. That there was a dealer that told me this. A good local, like to know if you have a good local crowd, you have to look at how many um, card shops are in that city. The more card shops
Oh
that are in
wow.
the city that are thriving and
Okay.
that do a lot of business is probably a good indication that there's a good community there. If there's one card shop in the town, probably not a great idea, right? But if there's like 10 or more, then there's probably that's probably a good sign that that city can support a good show.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
so that's my observation. I hope that when we go to Del Mar, I hope that that they can find success with that show, because that's another thing. That's another big show that we have going into. We don't know. It's going to be a question mark if they have the foot traffic to support that show, because I believe it's bigger than last time, right?
Yes.
And they're
More
charging more.
expensive. Yes.
Yeah, they're charging more for their tables. Um, so hopefully they
And there's
can
a lot of good football going on that weekend too. I mean,
yeah.
I hope they have Wi-Fi there because I need my laptop because Tennessee is undefeated this season. That's my alma mater, my
Okay.
undergrad, and they're
Yeah.
playing Alabama. So Alabama's number 2 and Tennessee's number 5 or 6 right
Right.
now. So I've got to watch that game on Saturday, Dan.
Yeah.
And a lot of people love football. I mean, it's the most watched sport in this country.
Right.
So hopefully they have um, TVs that watch the game.
Yeah.
And hopefully when we go back to Dallas next month, that I told the guy from DCI Grading that he needs to put the TV back up again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it really helped my sales last time he did that.
For sure. I took a lot of footage at the show, but
You did?
I don't even want to make a vlog of it, because I feel like I feel like there's no there's no way I can edit this to make it look good because I tell you, it was on Saturday. 25 at least 25% of the dealers didn't even show up till like an hour and a half, 2 hours into the show
Oh
on
my gosh.
Saturday. They were probably drunk. They're probably hungover, drunk, staying out late
Well,
gambling.
why was Jordan drunk and late?
Yeah, Jordan's the worst. Jordan's the worst. And then the show, I saw people packing up 2 hours before the show ended to
Oh
leave.
my, yeah, that doesn't seem like
And that was on a Saturday, and you just don't see that happen. So that just kind of gives you an indication of how bad the foot traffic was at that show. I don't know. I don't know if the promoters could have done anything differently. I don't. I don't really put it on the promoters. Like I said, they did a very professional job, but I just think that that city does
yeah.
not support a show of that size. And yeah, so that's and then it just dawned on me that that's probably like the secret sauce to hosting a good show is having a good local community, having outside vendors, and having cash facilitate throughout the show.
Now you don't have any like hustling stories like you
I
had at
do.
the Dallas Card Show where
I
you
do. Yes.
hustled a case of
Well,
Spider-Man
yeah.
metal.
Okay. Well, it was my worst performing show of the year. Okay, outside of a local show here in California, it was my worst performance show. Didn't even break even. But I'll end this. I'll end my story or my review on the show on a positive note.
Okay.
I was able to get some really cool stuff, and I did a very interesting deal. Okay.
Okay, good.
First of all, let me just show you some of these things here. I was able to get a stack of Marvel cards from our friend James from Arizona. Okay.
Ooh.
These are
Oh, yeah, James, great guy.
yeah. I
He's
forget his
watching.
Instagram.
Hello, James.
I forget his Instagram. SM something
Yeah,
cards.
like
But James, if
collectibles or
you're in
something.
here, shout out your Instagram. But he gave me a good deal on a bunch of 1993 Marvel masterpieces. I love Marvel masterpiece sets. So anytime, and these are all PSA 10. So anytime I can get these cards, that makes me happy.
So you had quite a few of the Phoenix people there.
Yeah, James is such a nice guy. Him and his wife Michelle, such nice people. They also gifted me this Simpsons figure.
Oh, nice.
I love the Simpsons.
Stephen Hawking.
I love the Simpsons. When I was younger, I collected this entire series. At one point, I must have had like probably 75 of these figures in my collection. So, and then I sold them all. But he gifted me this. Such a nice guy, and he may have set me down a rabbit hole where I'm going to start buying more of these Simpson figures because I love them so much. So appreciate that, James. I also was able to pick up another Kurosawa. This is a Prism Refractor 9.5. So I got this. So very cool. I got this from our friend Philip from Legacy Sports Cards. You remember Philip? He's one of your best customers.
Oh, yes. You saw Philip.
Yeah, Philip was there.
Yeah, Star Wars Card World.
Yeah, I picked up a couple boxes of WWE Select, which I broke one of those last night, and I pulled some crazy fun cards out of that. So that was super cool. Go watch that on my page if you guys want to see. I pulled a Charlotte Flair tie-dye, which is like the highlight for me. And then this is the interesting part. This is my hustling story. So I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to say this. I'll just tell you guys. Okay. Because I'm sure most people, if you're in here watching, you'll listen to the story, but most people are just going to fast forward through this part. But so I was, at my table with all my cards, and then one of Steve Aoki's people comes by my table, one of his workers for his card shop, and I guess they're scouting deals for him and stuff like that. Anyways, they take a picture of some of my Marvel cards, and they told me, they said, "Oh, you know what? Steve might like this. Can you message him on Instagram with it?" And I was like, "What? He doesn't have like a handler to do that?" And he's like, no. He checks it periodically. So I messaged him some pictures of some of the cards I have. One of them was a Platinum Portrait Storm. And he saw it and he liked it. And he said, "Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Can you also find me a couple other cards?" So I happen to know a couple cards that he wanted from our friend Brian. And I was able to broker a deal where, he bought cards from me, bought cards from my friend, and I got to interact with Steve Aoki for a little bit. So that was pretty cool for me. So that was my big hustling story. It took me about a whole day to get that deal together because I had to message him and wait for him to respond to me and things like that. But was able to close that deal. And that pretty much that was like the biggest deal of the show for me. So thank God that I got that deal taking place. But now I can say that I've done a deal with him, and who knows, maybe in the future he'll contact me for more stuff. Super nice guy too. Very, very, very professional, very cool. Didn't like tenderize me a lot. He tenderized me a bit though. Okay. But I gave him a good deal because I wanted to start to develop a relationship with him.
Good.
So that was a pretty cool interaction that I had. But that's pretty much it. That's the Vegas show in a nutshell. The last thing I'll say about this though, there's always like a positive to every show, right? Even if the show is like really terrible in terms of sales, you usually get like one good deal that makes it worthwhile. So there's always a silver lining with every show that we go to, right? Even in Atlanta, where I had a horrible show in Atlanta, Kurosawa came out of that show, right? There's always like one deal that like can develop into something bigger. So I always look for a silver lining, but I will say, Vegas, if you ever go to a show in Vegas, you got to treat it like a vacation. Outside of the show, I went there.
Did you treat it as a vacation?
Yeah. Outside of the show, I took my my wife Ann to dinner. We had awesome dinner with me, her, and Jordan. We went to this French restaurant, Bouchon, and I tried caviar for the first time in my life.
You've never had caviar?
Never.
Dan, I'm surprised.
So I tried that, and I had all this delicious food there, and I got to spend some great quality time with my family and things like that. So Vegas is a great vacation spot, and then go to a card show on top of that. But it's not a great place for a card show if you're going there to be a vendor and you're just trying to make a lot of money, buying, selling cards and things like that.
Yeah, and it was also back to back with the Beckett Summit, correct?
Right. I don't know how much that impacted, but I'm sure like a lot of people that went to the summit probably didn't want to stay an entire week in Vegas and go to that show also. So, hopefully they can figure it out. If they do another one of those Vegas shows, hopefully they can figure it out and get a better turnout next time.
Was Donald the show locator there?
Yes, Donald was there.
He did go to both shows.
Right.
He attended both Vegas.
What does Donald do in Vegas for a week, huh? What do you think? I wonder if he went home. Because it's not that far of a drive, so I wonder if he went home for a couple of days and then he came back.
No, he did because I talked to him.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was that show. Okay. Any other questions you have about that show before we move on?
And then, did you pick up anything good too?
I showed you all my pickups already.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was some cool stuff there. You know what's interesting about that show? They had more alternative pop culture stuff than we normally see. They had a lot of Marvel guys showed up, like Scandell, Sin City Cards was there.
Oh, yeah,
Charles was there. Charles Stackington.
Okay.
Phil, I don't know his Instagram, but a lot of Marvel guys were there. Yeah, so there was a strong Marvel presence at that show. There's a lot of toys and comics at that show also.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did you find some cool stuff from it? As what you showed us?
I did, but it's just like I flew there. I made the choice to fly there, and I just did not have the space to bring anything back. But they had a lot of cool toys there that I wanted. Man, I'm starting to get that itch for toys again, man. Like I feel like I might go down that rabbit hole and start collecting toys more. I don't want to do it because it takes up so much space. But damn, toys, like collecting toys is super cool. Let me show you something real quick that I got in the mail today.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Sin City Cards. Wish I saw you there. I'll be at the Del Mar Union Marketplace this weekend. We'll be there Friday through Sunday, Dan and I.
So pick this up today.
Oh,
this
my goodness.
Exclusive.
Oh, another one of those ultimate.
Yeah, exclusive Macho Man Randy Savage in his announcing gear. Got this in the mail today.
Checkerboard
costume. Yeah, pretty psyched about that. I should not be buying more toys, but I can't help it. I'm a toy.
What year is this from?
This is new. This just came out. This was an exclusive
2022.
From Mattel.
Oh wow! This is the ultimate collection.
I'll be pumping wrestling figures.
Oh my goodness!
Again, pretty soon. So got that. And then that's pretty much it. Like, so there was a lot of cool alternative stuff at that show for sure. I just wish there was just more people to make that show more of a success. All right, let's move on to the next topic of discussion here is I just want to say this real quick. We don't really have to talk about this, but I'm being entertained so much by all these people making these reaction videos online of their disappointment from their teams losing in the baseball playoffs right now. Like people who are so upset, like
I'm
Mets
sure
fans,
all the Mets fans probably after
Cardinal
winning
fans that are,
101 games,
yeah,
and
that
then
are
you
just like
lose the very first round of the
freaking out.
playoffs.
It's
Oh my
it's
goodness.
hilarious to me. So I'm enjoying that a lot. Don't want to talk about that, but I'm just enjoying that. So if you guys are on Instagram or TikTok or something, watch those things. It's hilarious. Poor guys. I'm an Angels fan, so I don't know anything about winning either. Okay, but at least I don't
It's
have
been
to
a
have,
long time, buddy.
yeah, at least I don't have to have the disappointment of going to the playoffs and then losing. You know,
Got to get that rally monkey back out, Dan.
right. I need to do that. Let's see here. One thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about. Oh, let me just tell you this story, okay? About cards, about Grail cards, and if it's a good time to buy or not. Okay.
Yeah, is it?
So yesterday there was a auction, Probsteed, Mike Tyson PMG. You know I love.
Yes,
Mike
I
Tyson.
saw it. I was thinking of you. I was even wondering if it was yours. Was it yours? First of all.
Okay. First of all, Mike Tyson PMG PSA 10. There's only 3 of them.
This wasn't yours?
No, I don't have a 10. I wanted a 10. I was gonna bid on that auction. Okay.
Okay.
And the auction ended at $9,800. $9,800 for a PSA 10, which for me, for somebody that buys these cards, that knows these cards very well, I'll tell you that was a steal. Okay. That was highway robbery. That was the biggest heist of the year. Getting that card for $9,800, no buyer premium, nothing. Getting that on eBay, pop 3. Okay. That card to me, that card in a good, healthy market, that's a $20,000 plus card. That's to give you an example. The PSA 10 Tiger Woods sold for $58,000 a couple months ago.
Jeez.
Okay, so I would put Tyson at least half of that. Okay.
So did you win the auction then?
Here's the thing. I tried the bid on the auction. Okay. It hurts me just to say this. It really hurts me just to say this, guys. I'm getting upset. Okay. But I'm going to power through this because I think it's a good lesson. I'm going to power through this.
Oh, no.
I'm going to sorry guys. I might get emotional. I might get emotional as I recount the story here. So I was trying to snipe the auction. Which I normally do. And I'm a good sniper. I'm like Navy SEAL, type sniper when it comes to these eBay auctions. I bid in the last second. Okay. My wife, I pay like it doesn't seem like it from this channel here, but I pay for the best cellular service where I can snipe in the last second. Okay. Anyways, so I see the auction. It's at like $8,500. Okay. So I bid $15,559. Okay. Plus 99 cents. I bid like a weird number so I could get it. Okay. And I wait till the last second and I hit the button. Okay. And the bid does not go through. It gets rejected. And I'm like, what?
What rejected?
And the auction ended at $9,800. So there was a good chance I probably could have got it. But anyways, I screwed up because I've never bought a card over $10,000 before. I've never done that before, ever.
Okay.
Despite what those trolls say about me, I've never bought a card that high before.
Yeah, I know you haven't.
For it, I've traded into cards higher than that, but I've never paid straight cash. So I guess I was not used to putting in that many digits for the numbers. I was not used to putting in that many digits, and I put 1,559 or something like that. I was off by 1 digit. Okay.
Oh, you were short.
Yes, I was short.
I put in another zero.
I put in 1,500 instead of 15,000.
Oh no, that's why they rejected you.
And it didn't even occur to me because I'm just so used to like paying for cars for a couple $1,000s here or there. I just wasn't used to putting in that many numbers. So I screwed up. It's on me. And I screwed up and I lost out on that Mike Tyson, which is a Grail card to me. and I know it was super undervalued. And I was like, I had the reaction that that offensive coordinator had in that Buffalo Bills game where he got up and he like trashed his whole thing. That was like a
Right.
meme a couple weeks ago. I had that reaction where I was like, I freaked out. I was screaming. I was ripping things up. My wife came in, asked me what the hell's going on, and I had told her, and then she said she said, calm the F down. It's just an auction, she said. And I said, you don't understand. You don't understand. And she's like, you shut up. Okay. Don't yell at me.
PFD.
So I had to back off. I had to back off for a little bit. And then I had to like I had to internally channel my anger towards that. But I was so pissed. I was ready to quit the hobby, to be honest. I was ready to,
Oh no.
I was like, this is BS, you know? I was so upset with myself, and it still hurts. It still feels like I got punched in the stomach, to
Oh
be honest.
no.
But
Oh no.
the
Heartbreaking.
whole point of this story of me reliving this trauma is the question
Yeah.
is that is that is that a good buy for that card? Is now a good time to buy these very rare cards, or are people just like scared and selling off? You know what I mean? Personally, and I want your opinion on this too. Personally, I know the values of those cards. I know how rare they are. So when I look at that card, I think to myself, that is a steal of the century to get that card. Okay. Other people may not value that card as much as I do. So they may think, oh, that's just like the top of the line market value, that what it is. It's probably going to go down again, whatever. Right. But for me, I think that was a steal. And it made me think. It made me think to myself, should I start looking at other if the opportunity for other rare cards come up, should I pull the trigger on that, which I've done already? Okay, I rage bought and got some other stuff. Well, not actually, I shouldn't say that. I bought this beforehand, so it's not rage buying, but I did buy some other stuff that's going to come in the mail soon. But I have been picking up very rare cards just because I'm seeing them as opportunities. And this kind of goes to the whole drama that happened last week where people were saying, the market was pumped up and this and that. If you were in the market 6 months ago or a year ago and you were complaining about cards being overpriced, being unattainable, those cards are now attainable, and they're now at maybe a corrected price, if you want to say it like that, right? So are people looking at these things as buying opportunities, or are they still thinking that they're overpriced? Okay. What are your thoughts?
It's a little both. I think people are scared. They're selling, and there's just a flood of stuff being sold like on every platform, on every app. It was something we discussed. I think did we discuss this last week?
Yes. Yeah.
Where there's just so many platforms now that I can't keep up unless you're concentrated on about like 4 or 5. But after that, it's just a big blur because you're
Mhm.
always on Golden, you're always on eBay. I don't know if you're on PWCC still.
I
What
am.
else apps?
I am.
What other platforms do you look at
I mean,
almost every day?
to be honest, I look at all of them, but primarily I transact on eBay and PWCC. That's primarily, but I look at all of them
And
just
then
because
how did you know
yeah,
that the purple Tyson came up?
I have save searches,
You
so that's
do?
how I know.
Okay.
Like eBay, I'm on eBay every day. I'm all about that eBay life, guys. Even though there's problems on eBay, it's still like the number one place to buy cards. But eBay really should sponsor me because I'm on eBay like every day, every hour, every 10 minutes. It's like almost like a unconscious reaction for me to open up my phone. My routine is to open up my phone, go to my eBay app, check save searches. I do that like 100 times a day. No joke.
Mm. But yeah, but it's just like I can only look at 4 or 5 and keep myself focused.
Right.
After that, it's like sometimes I forget where I see something or what I saw. But yeah, it's just so much flood of the market. Before you would just look at eBay and a couple other places and that was it. But then after the pandemic, there are so many places. It's crazy, and then it's just other things going on. The economy. It's just a lot of things.
Right.
But I wouldn't sell my stuff desperate sell right now. If you really don't need the money, don't sell your cards.
Yeah.
Hold on to them. That's for sure.
I view it in a similar way. I don't think that this is a sell-off. For me, anyways, it's not a selling opportunity for me. For me, it's a buying opportunity for the right cards, right? If you've been looking at certain cards for a while, now might be the time for you to submit some offers, because maybe the seller wants to get rid of it. Maybe maybe you can find some deals. If anything goes to auction, I think that you're going to be able to get a better deal on it. I highlighted this is another thing I highlighted in one of my posts last week, was a LeBron James black refractor that sold. Okay, PSA 10 black refractor sold on alt for $100,000, I think. Early this year, February, that same black refractor PSA 10 sold for $240,000. Okay, sometime in May, I think in May it sold again for about 144,000, some 45, and then this last auction that ended a couple days ago, $100,000, I think. Right. So, do you look at those cards and do you think that those cards are way overpriced, and that or do you think that it's a good opportunity, like they're undervalued now? You know what I mean? It's all dependent on whether you are long term and bullish on the hobby, or if you're short term and you're bearish, you're scared that things are going to go down even more, right? So it just depends on your strategy and your perspective. Me personally, I am still buying rare cards whenever I get a chance, and I'm just sick to my stomach for missing out on that auction. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. So just wanted to talk about that. Here's another thing too. Like, I try not to talk too much about finance and the economy, but I think it's relevant and okay to talk about at certain times. If you are in the position to acquire cards or assets of any type, stocks, real estate, whatever, right? Then your time is coming. Your time is going to come quickly. So be prepared. If you're not in that position right now, but you think you can be in that position, if you move some things around and you make some moves, then do it. Because from my perspective, there's going to be some really, really great buying opportunities for everything in the future. Every market that's down right now, there will be buying opportunities for those things coming up in the future. I don't know if it's going to be next month. I don't know if it's going to be 3 months, 6 months, or a year or 2 years, but there's going to be a point where you're going to see people jump into all these markets. And when that time happens, if you pay attention, if you're in a position, you can take advantage of it too. Okay. Think about it. Like, every down market always has some type of rebound, right? We just don't know when. So think about this as your moment. Think about this as like 2019 or when's the last boom? 2012 or something like that, right? Just think of this as like the moment that you've been waiting for. All those people that were complaining that cards are overpriced and this and that, now's the time for you to like reevaluate what cards you want and see if they're attainable at a price point that makes you comfortable. Okay. That's what I'll say about that. Nice. Anything you want to add?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Then the next thing is let's do mail day. What do you have to show off?
Dude, I have nothing right now. So it's just going to be like next week. Hopefully I can pick a bunch of goodies at the Union Marketplace. So people, if y'all are at the Union Marketplace this week, come to our booth. We're going to be at what? At 107.
Merlin's buying.
Yeah. Maybe bring some goodies if you're desperate selling.
Merlin's sitting on a lot of cash. He took my advice.
I'm not saying I'm sitting on a lot of cash, but
he's buying. He's paying cash. He's paying.
I'll use the curator's money.
The
curator army money account.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of things I'll show off.
Okay, some goodies. I need to have some goodies.
Oh, let me show this off too. This is something I got from Vegas. I forgot to show you guys, but we met this guy. His name's Mike. We met him in Toronto. His Instagram is Drillers Inc. Okay, he gifted me this money in the bank.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Check this out. Okay, and you know what's inside of this? It opens up. Check that out. Mini Money in the Bank championship.
That'll fit on Emily.
Yes.
You should walk around with that this
I
weekend.
know, right? So super nice.
I'll
I just want to
smash
give him a shout out. Okay.
like Austin Theory.
A couple things I picked up was I just picked up this Venom
Ooh,
#1
pretty.
Lethal Protector. If you know comics and you collected in the 90s, you know what this is.
Oh yeah, I remember when that one came out.
Yes.
Very well.
Red foil cover. It looks like a PMG. I love it. It's so beautiful.
It's really nice.
And for people who don't collect comics, I'll give you a little bit of a lesson here. This little barcode right here, this means it's a newsstand edition. Okay, that makes it more rare. So if you imagine like these were sitting in like those little holders at a newsstand or at a store,
right?
And they they would get beat up because they weren't properly taken care of.
Right.
Outside of a comic book shop. They weren't like put in a bag and board. So there's this version, which is the newsstand, and then they have another one that has like either something else, like a picture here or whatever. That's the common version. So the newsstands are always usually more rare, and they command a little bit of a premium. Okay, so got this. This is pretty cool. I'm starting to get a little bit more into comics. Got that, and then here's a big one. I just posted this on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Bret Hart, the Hitman.
Bret Hart, Hitman Hart, Transcendent Superfractor, 1 of 1.
Ooh, nice.
So pick this up. Paid up to get it. Again, it's one of those rare cards that you just got to pay up to get.
And that complements your Charlotte.
Yes,
as well. You have a Charlotte one as well.
You will not get another chance at a card like this. So I'm going to enjoy this for a little bit. I already have a buyer for it. But I'm going to enjoy this for a little bit before I move it on to somebody else who can enjoy it. But such a beautiful card. Superfractors. I'm in love with Superfractors. That's like the only thing I'm really buying now is Superfractors whenever I get a chance. So pick that up. Oh, one more thing to show off here. I bought this before the announcement, guys. Okay. I did not buy this because of the announcement. I bought it before the announcement. Hugh Jackman, X-Men Auto. Check that out right there.
Oh my goodness, a raw one too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna grade it. I'm gonna grade it. Hopefully, it grades well. I think the auto's clean. But I picked this up, and then after the day I bought this, like the next day, they announced that he's gonna come back to Deadpool. So I think I got
I saw the teaser for it.
Yeah, so I got that. So super excited about that.
It's all over YouTube.
Yes,
if y'all want to watch, folks.
When I get this card back from grading, I'm gonna be pumping this pretty hard, guys. So just be prepared for that.
Nice.
Okay. Anything else before we go to the comments?
Oh yeah. So do you have enough inventory for this weekend?
No. I'm like, I've been consolidating. I've been getting rid of all my like lower end cards that I don't want. Anything that's not really rare or that I'm in love with, I've been getting rid of it, and I've just been picking up like Superfractors and super rare stuff. So
okay.
My inventory is embarrassingly low. I've got like upgraded cards. I've got probably about like maybe 25, 30 graded cards that I'm willing to move right now. And then the rest are going to be just like loose cards from the boxes that I've been opening. So okay. I'll be at the Del Mar show. I plan to give away a lot of cards. If you guys come see me, I'll probably hook you up with some cards. If you're nice to me, if you buy cards from me, I'm going to hook you up with cards. I'm going to start a lot of people's collections on Star Wars, Marvel, wrestling. Come see me at the show, and you know I'll hook you guys up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I got plenty as well. And do you have a table just yourself, or are you sharing?
Just for myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Brian's not going to be there.
Oh wow, we're going to miss Brian.
Yeah,
it's a Neely investor. So you're going to be buying then? You're looking to buy
rare stuff. Okay. Rare cards. Okay. Now's the time. Here's my hobby advice for you guys. Now's the time to buy cards that you've been looking for a while. Okay. If the price is down from the last time you saw it, now's probably a good time. If you want to be a little bit more patient, if it's not rare, you can probably be a little bit more patient and get a better price on it. But if you can find some rare cards and the prices have gone down a little bit, now's the time to try to get those rare cards that you might not get another shot at. So if somebody walks up to my table with a Superfractor or a green PMG or something rare that I want, a 1 of 1, whatever, I'm gonna try to my best to get it for sure.
Do you still have boxes of Spider-Man metal?
I've got a case.
Are you gonna sell that? Any boxes this weekend?
If somebody wants me to rip open this case, I'll do it if they buy a whole bunch of boxes. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a case of Spider-Man metal that I'll be bringing. I've got a case of Galaxy Chrome. which I'll be bringing. Oh, we need to talk about Galaxy Chrome Series
Yes.
2.
When's that coming out?
I think at the end of the month. It's supposed to be October 26th.
Oh boy.
Some sites are already doing pre-order on it. So there's and they showed the preview at New York Comic Con. They showed the box
Oh wow.
at New York Comic Con. So it's starting to become real. So when that happens, I will definitely be breaking those boxes on my page, ripping those boxes up for myself, hunting those super fractors, seeing what's in there. We'll see what happens. But I think that release is going to be very huge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
Okay.
Can't wait.
All right.
You think the prices of the boxes will escalate quickly?
I think so. I believe so. I think this is what's going to happen. I think that the boxes are going to come out of retail. I think they're pre-order $350 right now. Okay. I think they're going to come out, and then immediately the market is going to make those boxes go higher. And all these people that are selling them, they're going to sell them for like 400, 450, I think. Okay. I would imagine. I wouldn't be surprised. Then I think that all the breakers that have allocation for these boxes, they're going to rip those boxes. They're going to break them on their channel. They're going to pull some big cards. They're going to pull the X fractors, the red refractors, and they'll probably pull some super fractors also. And then you're going to see people throw those up on eBay right away, and you're going to see some transactions. And that's really where you're going to be able to see the value in these cards. Either the market gets saturated by hundreds of these cards and brings the price down, or the really rare cards will kind of stay there, and then they'll set some nice prices, some nice ceilings, and then people will transact on that level. So we'll see. We could see two things that happen. It could be like WWE Prism, right?
Yeah,
where there's a lot of hype and then it dies down, or it could be like Spider-Man Metal, where there's a lot of hype and then it exceeds expectations and then it just goes higher.
So how much is Spider-Man Metal going for right now?
I think it's still $650 or $700 a box. Somebody
stable.
Yeah, it's still there around like $650, $700 a box, and the green PMGs are still selling for thousands of dollars. Like a Miles Morales green PMG just went for $8,500 yesterday, on eBay Raw. So the prices are still there for sure. But okay, so let's go to our chat here. Okay, I don't want to stay on too long. But let me highlight, first of all, I'm going to highlight Leo, our friend Leo here, because he gave a donation to the channel.
Leo. Thank you, Leo.
Yeah, we're going to highlight him first.
Are y'all planning to come to the San Francisco Card Show? Dates are November the 11th and 12th. Let me know if y'all want the info of the show to send to y'all on IG.
I might, to be honest. I might go to that show. That's
a week Leo, send it to us anyway, man.
Yeah, that's a week after Dallas.
Yep.
That's a week after Dallas, so I might go up there. My brother lives up there. He's been asking me to visit for a while, so I might. We'll see. I said Dallas is going to be my last show, but I always say that, and I end up going to another show anyways. I can't resist. But we appreciate the donation, Leo. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that helps.
Is it the same place, the Fairfield, or
I think so. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably so. But these donations are always appreciated. It helps keeps the lights on. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. The lights on.
Yeah. All right.
Adrian, CV Sports Cards. What's up, guys? Can't wait to see you guys and nerd out.
Yep.
We'll see you this weekend, Adrian. Bacon Barrel Roll. How's it going, fellas? Going well. Sin City Cards. What's up, buddy? King Cards. Hook, line, and sinker.
He's referring to a post that I did on Instagram about these trolls that keep posting about me and keep using my name on their channel, and it's increasing my engagement levels to all-time highs. Just to comment on this one quick, I just think this is hilarious. That I feel like these guys are pumping me now. Okay. And I say that in a hobby sense only, guys. Okay. Don't make any jokes, but I feel like these guys are pumping up my name now. The way they're talking about me, they are hyping me up to these industry giant levels with Ken Golden and Jeff Wilson that I'm just very flattered by all this attention that I've gotten from them, from it. So it's great. The more they want to do it, the better. They fall right into my plan. The worst thing they could have done is probably ignore my response video last week. If they would have just ignored that probably would have made me feel like they hurt my feelings or whatever, But the fact that they made another video about it and I'm getting even more attention from it, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay.
Cincinnati Cards, Merle, you were missed at the show. I guess the one in Las Vegas. Missed you too, man. Hope to see you soon. Ed Ram, what's up, buddy? Merlin, you need a mural on the blank wall. Yes, I have one already, Ed. I've just been lazy and haven't got a hanger to put it up yet. Aaron, feed the gods. Good evening. What's up, Aaron? Bacon barrel roll. Thoughts on the Vegas turnout? Maybe just bad timing.
Yeah, we spoke to this in the beginning of the show, so go back and check it out. But yeah, it was a terrible turnout for sure.
How many people were there on Saturday?
Any guess? 100 people. Like 100 people.
Oh wow, that sounds exactly like the summit.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Karen Verma, love from Australia. Always enjoyed your content, bro. Thank you, Karen.
Appreciate all your support. Thank you.
Canterbury, love the content. Thanks. Thank you.
A lot of people from Australia are watching our channel right now.
I know. We are very popular in Australia.
Very interesting. Maybe we should go to Australia.
Love the cards. I know, right?
I want to go to a card show in Australia. Let me know, guys.
But they're not big, as we heard.
Okay. Well, hopefully.
Like maybe in Melbourne, but still, maybe like 50
Brian's going to Europe. He's going to go to a card show in London and Munich, Germany. Can you believe that?
Oh, wow. When is this?
This month. He's going.
That's why he's not going to be here.
In a couple of weeks, he's going on his trip, and he's going to be setting up internationally. So that's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So hope he's safe and keeps his cards.
Yeah, he asked me to go with him, but I didn't want to be away from my family. I didn't want to miss Halloween with Emily, so I passed on that. But that sounds really fun. Him and Troy are going.
We're gonna go. All right, Trike.
Yeah. Let's see here.
C. Blez, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. We've already highlighted that one before.
Okay, got to block.
We'll check out your video.
Yep, got to block some of these fools here.
Block some fools.
Yep.
Adrian says, "Come to the Del Mar show. I'll be at table area 107B. That's where we are. And say these things to us. I would love to meet you in person." So Adrian's going to be set up next to us.
Adrian's my my attack dog. Okay, if you mess with me, Adrian's going to come after you. Believe me, Adrian has no limits on his ferocity in comments. He will go after your throat for sure. He's
set up next to us then, Adrian?
Yes, okay. For the first time. I think this is the first time he's setting up. I'm not sure.
And I want to let everybody know, like Dan and I, and it looks like Adrian will be at booth 107B. And I'm also going to be selling graded guards while I'm there, the same like I did at Burbank. So come by if you need some graded guards.
Right.
And I'm sure Dan will be selling some slab mags. Will you?
A limited amount.
Wow.
Yeah.
Limited.
Yeah. Also, guys, Slab Mags, they just made their medium-sized BGS holders. So if you guys were waiting for that BGS for like the thicker cards, they made a medium-sized holder. It's not going to fit the ultra thick cards, okay? It's not going to fit the fat boys, but like the medium-sized ones, like normal patches and stuff like that, it should fit that. So check it out.
Okay.
Hit me up on Instagram if you guys want the discount.
Mervin, I heard a number of card shows that happened during the weekend was pretty slow. I myself haven't attended one since the National. Just been buying from other collectors in IG and eBay lately. Yep, same here, buddy. This will be my first in a while. Ed, problem as well. Most dealers have the same slabs of players in their showcase.
Well, not us. Not us.
Not us, Ed. Not us, Ed.
Yeah, but that is so true. There are so many similar cards there. It's a lot of competition if you play only in sports cards. But if you're like me and Merlin, we almost never have any real competition just because our stuff is so unique.
JMF Collectibles, thoughts on Burbank expanding to a 600 to 700 table show in February of 2023? That's a huge show. That's
I
a
mean, yeah, we were talking about this earlier.
lot.
The bigger the show, that does not make it better. Believe
No.
me. Even if you're attending the show and you're just walking, it doesn't make it better because there's so much to cover, so much to look at. It will be difficult for you, especially if you're trying to sell stuff at a show. If you're going to the show and you don't even have a table, but you're just trying to sell it, it can be very difficult for you if the dealers aren't making money either. So I don't think that's a good idea. Because I saw it in Dallas, and the difference between Dallas from 600 tables to over 700 tables was significant.
Yes.
So I just don't think it's going to be good for, especially here, because we know the local community here. I don't know if that's a great idea, but those guys in Burbank, they know what they're doing. Okay. I'm not going to pretend like I know better than them. They know what they're doing. So I'm sure it's going to be highly produced. And I hope that they kill it for sure. And I'll be there for sure. Me, Merlin, and all the guys, we're going to be there for sure.
Most definitely.
Mm.
And it's not going to be the same location. I heard it's going to be like somewhere outside of LA City. Paul Lloyd, Dallas November show will be a nightmare. The only one making money at that show is the promoter. Oh, Paul, do not say that. Dan and I will be there. Where did Dan go? Where did he go? Dan just said, see what you did, Paul? Now you made Dan leave. There he is. Okay, switcheroo.
Sorry about that.
What happened? You get overly excited.
Yeah. Merlin, I'm trying to win this eBay auction right now, so I'm gonna let you take this next comment here, okay?
Okay, let's do it. And then we'll hear if he's won it or not. Paul, Dallas Card Show spends no money on advertising. They announced their autographed guest a week before the show. Makes no sense. Yeah, Paul, I never know who, because I've been there since January going to the show, and I have no clue who's signing autographs there ever. I might hear it from Papa Jim. That's about it. Nerd reality. I think many people think twice about spending $1,000 or more on hotels, airfare, and Uber, $40 up to the Strip to go to a card show in Vegas. Las Vegas has gotten much more expensive than I remember. I'm sure they probably have to, pay for all that overhead that they lost during the pandemic. And I heard that since the show was 20 minutes away from the Strip, that's kind of a commitment. James, I have missed a couple on a dozen auctions that I wanted to win, and it ended lower than I would pay, and so much anger behind it that laughing out loud, I do the screenshots on the ones I miss out on to remind me. That's a good way to do it. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of us missed so many opportunities on auctions, and then it's like still much lower than you've probably wanted to pay for the card, or the card has gone for prior or even afterwards. I see that happen, but it's for that one auction where it was so damn low, and then you just regret, like, why did I just put up a high amount? If it sold for less than 100, why didn't I just put 200 for it when I knew I would pay 200 or even more for it? And it didn't, because it was on a weird time, on a Tuesday like now, and you regret it.
Yeah, that's a pain that we all know. All right, I'm going to do a live bid right now, okay? You can't see it in my phone, but I'm going to do live bid.
I saw a little, Dan. It focused.
Okay, I'm bidding $37.99. This is you guys going to see my sniping action right now.
High spender.
Okay, let's see if I get it.
Oh man. Okay.
5 seconds left. I'm going to bid in the last. Oh,
what?
Did I get it?
Oh, it's converting.
Oh, damn it!
What happened? What happened?
I didn't get it. Somebody else got it over me.
So $37.99 was the max you were going to bid on?
Yeah.
And then what ended up going for?
$38.99.
Wait a minute. $39.99.
$38.99.
Oh, you put $38.99.
I put $37.99.
Oh, 37. You should have put $39.99.
I know.
Oh my God. What did you bid on that's that cheap?
It's this Captain Britain.
Oh.
See, I'm still buying Marvel, guys. It's a PSA 10 Marvel Universe Series 2. I like Captain Britain.
That low?
It's not, the card's not worth that much,
But he's going to end up in the MCU eventually.
Yeah, I love that character, Captain Britain. For like stuff like that, I just try to bid where it would cost me to grade the card. You know what I mean? So I try. I don't want to pay like $50 for it. I think that's a little bit too much. So I went to my max limit, but I didn't get it.
Mm,
So there it is.
sorry.
Womp,
Wah,
womp,
wah.
womp. So hopefully that was entertaining for you guys. Okay. All right. Shake it off. Shake it off. Right to the next auction. To the next auction. Okay. Let's just say hi to this guy.
Unorthodox from UK. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Keep it up, guys. Thank
Appreciate
you, mate.
our international followers
From the
Thank you guys
United
so much.
Kingdom.
Okay, so I think we got to pretty much all the comments that I want to highlight here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about before I give you my final rant, guys? My final rant.
Yeah, just check me out on Go to Mer World Cards. That's 2 words, Mer World Cards on YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button. I had posted where I cracked a bunch of slabs from CSG, SGC, Beckett, and Hybrid Grading Approach, HGA. I cracked them all. I sent 13 the PSA with economy service level. They came back last week. I made a video about it. Check out that video. It's going pretty viral. I'm getting a lot of viewers. So if you haven't seen it, then watch it and then make sure you subscribe to Mer World Cards. Also follow me on Instagram at Mer World Cards, like you see above my shoulder right here. And then check Dan and I out. We're going to be at the Union Marketplace in Del Mar, California, Friday through Sunday, booth 107B. I'll be next to the Great Pumpinator. So we'll be pumping, and I hopefully we'll be dump some cards. I would love to dump some cards.
Somebody
I'll be so happy to dump them.
Somebody said that this was Pumptober. This was Pumptober.
I love Pumptober.
I guess that makes me Mr. I guess that makes me Mr. Pumptober.
Oh,
but
did you make the bikini video or calendar?
I posted my secret plan for pumping online and on my Instagram page. So check that out, guys. Okay. On my top 10 list of things that I pump. And number three, here it is. I'll show you guys real quick here. Number three on that list is Merle World Cards YouTube. Yeah. So make sure we are pumping Merle World Cards YouTube, guys.
I did pretty good this week, Dan.
Seriously, I will say that again, guys, I'm gonna stick to my message. I don't care what these trolls say. It's all self-promotion. I want them to make more videos. If anybody's out there, especially Dan the card guy and all everybody else out there, if you guys want to make reaction videos to the stuff that I put out, no problem. Go ahead. If you want to, just be, I'd ask that you be respectful, but if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You may incur my wrath if you don't. But if you want to, that helps me. All that self-promotion, that helps me. It gives me a bigger platform to share my message with the world. And my message to the hobby world here is basically, we have to conduct ourselves accordingly in the hobby. We have to collect and buy things that we love. Okay. Because that is the easiest way. If you want to look at it from a profit perspective and making money, the easiest way to make money is to buy things that you love because you know about it. You can speak passionately about it, and you can find other people and share that with them, and then they'll buy your cards. That has worked for me since I made that transition. If you look at my early content, I was doing the same thing everybody else was doing. I was buying base prisms, base cards, all that stuff that people were chasing. I was doing the same thing, and I enjoy sports, but it's not my passion. It's not what I really, really love. And until I switched over to buying pop culture things, Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff.
Yep.
Until I do that, that's when I really found my place in the hobby. That's when I really felt comfortable, and I've taken off since then. So follow that plan of action, guys. Just be passionate about what you have. Don't let anybody bully you about what you collect. Don't let anybody tell you that that what you have is not valuable. And if you speak passionately about it and you share it with the community, don't let them shame you saying that you're pumping that. Okay, it's okay to pump. I'll tell you right now, all these guys that say that I'm a pumper, yes, I admit it. I pump everything that I own because I love it. I want other people to enjoy it. I share it with the community. You have to be proud to pump your stuff. Pumping is just another way to say pride of ownership, guys. Okay,
exactly.
It's pride of ownership in your collection. You need to show it off because we don't know a lot of things out there we don't know exist. So we need people to show off their collections, and Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is a great way to do that. It makes our community a lot smaller. So I will gladly wear that pumper badge as a badge of honor, because I'm not ashamed of the things that I have. I buy, sell, trade cards. I set up at card shows. That's what I do. That's how I participate in the hobby. These other people that complain, they're not about that life. They don't live the card life like me, Merlin, and everybody else that follows us. They sit at home, they complain, they critique. That's their brand. Just understand that that's what they're doing, because it's for self-promotion for their brand. They're content creators. They get views, they get paid on those views. That's fine, whatever. As long as it keeps promoting my channel, as long as I keep growing my fan base, I will gladly take that attention away from them. Okay, guys? So that's what I want to say. Please, if you have anything to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. We appreciate you guys. We will see you at Del Mar this week.
Yes.
If we don't see you at Del Mar, we will be posting content. We will be doing a live from Del Mar, so you feel like you're there. And then we will be back next week between the two Slabs, guys. So appreciate everything. Thank you guys for your support. Appreciate it.
See y'all this weekend and next Tuesday.